how does Mappa keep getting away with it, okay? Because if you don't know, we had a slew of new anime announcements, and we got 2 big projects from Mappa and others we're gonna talk about in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now we're going to start off with Lazarus. Now this anime, if you have seen the trailer, looks absolutely amazing, and it's being directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, who also directed stuff like Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and Space Dandy. And if you have seen those anime before, you know their animation, especially for their time, were great, and they were, you know, action-packed. So the director, at the very least, definitely has the accolades to make a top-tier anime. Now, of course, it's being made by Mappa, which I don't know how they keep doing this, because every year they release a lot of, you know, anime projects, and they all look phenomenal. And this one, again, judging by the trailer, looks no different. Now, the plot is a futuristic plot where essentially a group of characters are searching for a doctor who created a vaccine that cured everything. But there's a huge drawback that he failed to tell people. That essentially, when you take this vaccine, in approximately, you know, it shortens your lifespan by half. So he comes back after being on hiatus for a long time. He comes back and tells everybody, you only got about 3 years left to live. And of course, this group of people created an organization called Lazarus, and they're going to essentially search for this doctor and try to create a new vaccine that will essentially save everybody. Now the plot, it looks like, you know, save the world type of thing. Again, I honestly do think it's going to be more action packed, and we're going to go from there. It's anime original, so there's no manga to follow. And I gotta say, at the very least, I love the fact that, you know, Adult Swim and Toonami, which is the network that's actually, you know, getting this anime, I love the fact that Toonami and Adult Swim, they've been working to get original works for their network, which it just kind of shows how big the anime industry has grown here in the US. So Lazarus is set to release in 2025. Again, the trailer looks phenomenal, and I can't wait for it. Next, we're gonna talk about Sentu, which is another project that Studio Mappa is working on, which again, the question has to be asked, how do they keep getting away with it? Because they're obviously working on so many projects. I mean, we're talking about these 2 new ones that are gonna be coming out in 2025, but you also gotta think they're working on the Chainsaw Man movie. I believe they're also working on Hell's Paradise Season 2, and you best believe that they're working on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. Like, there's no way that they're not making probably their most popular series ever, right? So is it gonna come out in 2025? Who knows? I mean, I would say probably not, because they have so many projects in the works. But with Mappa, you never know. But, you know, back to Sentu. Now, this anime is more like the creation of anime, right? It's an anime about making anime. That's really the short synopsis for it. And I gotta say, I'm very interested in it, at least from the trailer. It looks like it's gonna have some really good animated action scenes. And again, it's probably gonna talk about the process and how the industry works. And I gotta say, it's a little bit ironic, because we have known that Mappa, at least from the controversy that we have seen, is that, you know, they tend to overwork their animators. We know that this has been in the headlines plenty of times. We have seen some of their animators come out and talk about the issues. So it's a very big deal, and I'm kind of wondering if they're actually going to tackle some of these issues that are plaguing the anime industry, right? So we're gonna have to wait and see. But honestly, it reminds me of Oshinoko, where we actually get to see like the idol side and the dark side of idol culture. And, you know, maybe we're gonna see the dark side of the anime culture here, right? It all depends how this anime is gonna turn out. Again, I believe this is another anime original, meaning there's no manga out there to follow. But we're gonna wait and see. At least out of the 2 projects, this one is the one I'm most excited about, just because it's a deeper look into the anime industry, especially if it's actually, you know, realistic and actually uses like real world applications into making anime. And, you know, we learn more about the industry. I think that's a win-win. So yeah, really excited about this one as well. Now we gotta move on and talk about Batman. Now, I will say I'm not the biggest like DC fan, but there is a Batman anime out there, and this one is called Batman Ninja vs. Yakuza. I mean, it definitely seems out there. I haven't seen the first movie. This is a sequel movie. Again, it just looks top tier, not going to lie. But, you know, I'm not the biggest superhero, so when it comes to these type of movies, I really don't watch them. So, you know, but let me know if you're excited about this one, right? Let me know if you got hyped up with the trailer, because the trailer definitely looks hype, not gonna lie. It made me kind of question, like, maybe I should give this movie a chance, and we'll see. But as of right now, I'm probably gonna skip it, because again, not the biggest DC fan. Now, we also gotta talk about one big project that's coming out for the Lord of the Rings. Now, I will say, when it comes to Lord of the Rings, when I was growing up, I used to love Lord of the Rings, at least the first trilogy. Not so much like the other spin-offs that they got. I feel like maybe I outgrew Lord of the Rings, or I got a little bit tired of it. But this is kind of lighting that fire once again, because we're getting an anime Lord of the Rings movie called The War of Rohirrim. I don't know. And again, I'm not the biggest like Lord of the Rings fan. I don't know anything about this movie. I don't know if it's actually set within a time frame of Lord of the Rings, like if it's actually canon or events that actually happen in the world of Lord of the Rings. But again, the trailer looks absolutely phenomenal. So getting like a Lord of the Rings level quality movie, I think it's only going to be a win. So I'm really excited about this one. I can't wait to see this in movie theaters. Hopefully it gets released in the US and we actually get to see a lot of movie theaters playing this, right? Because I know in the past, for example, we had Dan Da Dan released in some theaters here in the US, and at least where I live, I couldn't go see like the early screening of that anime, and I would have if it was available. But you know, sometimes my theaters, they do get like the early screenings of Demon Slayer and stuff like that, where you can go see the first episode ahead of the release, and I usually do go to those. But yeah, Lord of the Rings movie, anime, sign me up. Again, I got tired of Lord of the Rings, but this is definitely lighting that fire once again. But let me know what you think, and like always, you know, let me know what you think about these new projects, and make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace out. Whoa.